welcome to Mimi's Kitchen. Yesterday was Mother's Day, and so I hope you had a good day and that your family honored you and you honored your mother if you still have one living. And so it's just a wonderful day that brings families together and just a good time to share a lot of memories with each other. And so it's just one of those days that we just put in our memory banks and we just keep on going. Tonight we are going to do Parmesan chicken, and I've already kind of gotten a step ahead. So what I did was I cooked 1 pound of noodles, and these are just the angel hair noodles, and I put them in our pan, and this is marinara sauce that I just put over it. And what I did, this is the only marinara sauce that Walmart has, so I'm praying it's good. I emptied that into a bowl, and then I put about a cup of water in it to thin it down a little bit so it spread easier. So that's ready to go. Now, I also have my chicken. I've salted it, and it has been sitting in the buttermilk for about half an hour so that when we get ready to put the breadcrumbs on it, that they will stick good. So I'm going to turn my eye on, and I'm going to put it on about 6. Well, yeah, that's about 6, because we don't want it to cook too fast because these breadcrumbs will burn. So now if I can get the top off of my, now these are panko breadcrumbs, and I just use the plain ones. I don't use them flavored because we'll have a lot of flavor with our marinara sauce. So I'm going to put that in the pan, and we'll just start with our chicken. Put it in there and coat it nice and thick so that when it fries that we'll have a nice little crust on it. So we're going to let this grease heat up, and then we'll be ready to fry our chicken. Okay, we've just been going just a few minutes, just long enough for our oil to get hot. And y'all, we go from one shortage to another. This is what I understand is going to be the next shortage, and it's already beginning. And the restaurants are crying woe because they're having trouble getting cooking oil. And not only that, it has gone up in price, so it's going to affect the cost of food in a restaurant. All right, so we're going to put this chicken in right there. All right, there's a couple more pieces here. And this, when you sit it in that buttermilk for a while, it helps these breadcrumbs to stick to the chicken. So put that in there. Okay, so that will need to cook just a couple of minutes on each side because we want them done when we put them on the noodles and the marinara sauce, because they will go in the oven for, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. And I've already set my oven on 365, so it'll be nice and hot when our chicken finishes. And we can even set our timer here for 2 minutes, so we be sure to cook that chicken until it's nice and brown. And then that way it's done all the way through, and once you put it in the oven, it's just a matter of letting all the ingredients get acquainted with one another. So we'll be right back. Okay, our first round of chicken is ready here. So we go put that right here on top of our noodles. All right, and then we'll do pan number 2, and then we'll be right back. Okay, the next step is we're going to put mozzarella cheese. I don't think we need the paper on it. On the top of all of this. We'll lay it side by side. And cover it all. This particular one is made with 2% now. You know how it is when you go to the grocery store, you can't always get what you want anymore. And I probably would not have used 2%, but I don't guess it's gonna make a difference. So we're gonna put this in there. All right, now, this is Parmesan chicken. That's what that's gonna be. This is Parmesan cheese. Of course, my daddy used to say Parmesan. So we're just gonna put that over the top. Okay, now it's ready to go in the oven. So I'm gonna stick this in the oven. And you leave it in there about 30 minutes until you notice where it starts bubbling on the side. And so we'll just kind of keep an eye on it, and everything's already done in it. So we're not really having to cook anything. We're just getting all these ingredients together. So as soon as the cheese melts and you see the marinara start bubbling up, then we'll take it out. All right, our chicken has been in here about 30 minutes, and so as you can see, it's nice and roasted, and everything really, looks yummy. So we're gonna take it out. You know what, I'm gonna get me another towel. I sure would hate to drop that thing in the middle of the floor. That's our supper. So let's take this out. Put it over here. All right, one of our favorite breads is just hamburger buns toasted. And so I've already got them ready with the butter on it. Not quite as thick, but almost as thick. And so I'm going to stick these in the oven. I've cut my broiler on. I'm going to stick these in here and let those brown. So while they're browning, we'll see what we have for supper here tonight. So this is our Parmesan chicken. This is little azure peas. All right, these are just lettuce wedges, and I just cut them just out of the head of lettuce. I boiled some eggs, and so what we'll do is just put this in a bowl and sprinkle some eggs over it, and then put dressing on top of it. This is my homemade Thousand Island dressing. I also put some poppy seed dressing on that, and then we have watermelon for dessert. Now, I'm not quite sure how that watermelon's going to taste, y'all. I'm from the low country, as you know, and normally the watermelons are not really good until July, and that's because they have to have plenty of sunshine. But you cannot beat those watermelons from the low country that's raised in that black dirt. It's just something about it, and the same way it is with tomatoes that come from Beaufort. They are raised down there in that soil, and it just is a different taste altogether. So let's check our toast here, and we're just going to let those toast until they're nice and brown, and then we'll be ready to eat. So we have everything all set out for us. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I just hope that you have a good rest of the week. And everybody, shine for Jesus.